Okay guys, don't know how this video is going to turn out. I'm using a different camera than I normally use to post. My camera took off with my wife to a wedding party that she was going to this weekend. Left and won't be back till Sunday. So I got out here today. I took the day off and came out here and decided I was going to go ahead and try to do as much wiring as I can. You'll notice over in the corner there and right in there, I've got all my feeder wires run all the way around. I've read different thoughts on feeder wires. Some say do it every 3-foot section of flex track. Some say, I don't know, there's all kinds of different trains of thought out there, no pun intended. But I decided to pretty much go about every 3-foot section. Like I say, got all my feeder lines in, except for this section here, my bridge. Mainly because I don't have that cut out or ready yet. And I didn't really want to run any wires to it until I was ready. One of the major reasons that I'm doing this video is that there have been some changes since the last one. I don't know if you remember or not. If you go back to my old videos, you will notice that there's a track missing. There was a track. In fact, there was a wire right here, and it went that way and back over that way. So basically had a track going this way up into there. But the fact of the matter is, and that building is nowhere near completion. I just brought it out here to kind of get an idea of what I was looking at space-wise, only to realize that the plans that I had were not going to work. So what I've done is I've come in here, I turned the wire around, and basically made an unloading dock for this building here. This is going to be my tractor supply and repair garage. I've got a bunch of little tractors I bought at a train show back in November. I got to put them together, but they'll be riding in on flat cars. And I'll be unloading them off this ramp here. Basically, what you'll do is come off the ramp, then come have a dirt trail or whatever coming down here. In here, basically, is going to be my paved parking, and of course, paving all the way around here where the garage doors are. But I'm probably going to leave this turn just like it is. That way, you've kind of got all angles of the building, the front and the back and the side where the doors are. Not sure yet where I'm going to come in with the road. I'm probably going to come in somewhere back off here and come across here. But anyway, that's going to stay there. I'm pretty much satisfied with that there. There's going to be a road that runs right across here and basically run back all the way into that corner of yonder. Basically run right down beside this end, this business here. Have parking, and this tree's out the way. They have parking come in here. Over where the Union Carbide covered hopper is, right in here is going to be my gas station. I bought I think it was called Classic Cities gas station, and I'm really looking forward to putting it together. It's like a 50 to 60-ish style building. I ordered accent kits for it with lifts, like that, underground lifts that come out of the floor, jacks, toolboxes, all kinds of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to detailing that once I get it built. In here is going to be my downtown section. So basically where the car is, you're going to have the station here. Going to have a road running down here. I'm going to have buildings back in here. That back track is going to be hidden. Now how, I don't know if I'm going to come up and do a, you know, not really use buildings, but kind of like when you take, I'm not sure what they're called, but you know, the fronts of buildings that are pushed up against the wall to give the illusion of industries and so forth. I may do a whole town, at least that side, in that, so that the train, you know, to run around, or to, I guess you say roundy round, would be able to, you know, run behind it with no issues, but at the same time be hidden. On this side here, it'll remain the same in the sense that I'm probably going to come in on the very front part and do buildings here, and then street and parking all down in here, right up to the rails. You got to remember, this is modeled after my hometown of Taylor City, North Carolina. Now, let me kind of clarify. It's modeled loosely on my hometown. I'm not a perfectionist, or I can't be a perfectionist as far as modeling exactly like it was back then. I just don't have the room. Since I opened up this area that I was going to use for my tractor supply place, so I thought, and over there where the flat car is, I thought I was going to put my oil mill there, or bulk oil distributor there. Basically, I'm going to make a log yard here. Pretty much use all this in here. And then coming around, I'm going to do my lumber mill back up in here. Got my sawdust cars here. I'll be doing a sawdust loader somewhere in here. I'm not sure exactly where yet. And basically about right in here is where the lumber mill. So lumber mill will go from here all the way around and stop somewhere about in here. There'll be an entrance coming in here and then on around for the log trucks. Okay, one last thing. Oh, let me kind of build you up to that. This here is going to be roadway coming from downtown. Remember, all this is downtown. The road's going to come from across the tracks, join up with this one here. It's going to come all the way down. And my intentions had been to curve around and basically keep going. Well, that's not going to happen. You know, I've got a bulk oil distributor, and I'm definitely not going to let that go to waste. So basically, the street's probably going to come up and curve off right in here. And probably what I'm going to do is chain link all around in here. My bulk oil distributor is going to set in here, all up in here, and of course tank loading here. Over here, where all this mess is right now, that's going to be farmland. I'm going to have corn rows and empty fields and a house and a barn and so forth in there. Since the town that I lived in back then was rural areas in the sense of farming and so forth. Now the road, of course, once it comes across the bridge here, the road's going to have to do the same here. It'll just kind of curve off here. Well, actually, I take that back. The road's going to come and curve off into the bulk oil distributor here, but it's also going to come off and curve on into that corner over there. So that's the changes that had to be made. Of course, that's going to be my swamp area there. As soon as I can take that completely apart and drop a box down in there and redo it where I can make it deep enough for that bridge there that I scratch built. Most of you, I'm sure, has already saw it in the pictures I posted in the past, but those of you who didn't, that bridge is going to be going over here on my lift out once I come in and cut all of this out and drop a box down far enough to where that bridge can fit in there. So anyway, that's it. I planned on coming in here to paint. That was one of my intentions. But I got in here and like a nut. Come in here in the middle of the day. It was about 87 outside. As you all know, this shack has no windows. It's fully enclosed, and I cut the air conditioner on. And needless to say, it took forever to get cool in here, and during that time, I paid for it. As they say, blood, sweat, and tears. Well, and there's the blood portion of it where I gouged out with a piece of rail out of my finger. And of course the sweat, that come from just being in here before I cut the air conditioner on, and for about the first 30 minutes. And then the tears were when I figured out that this area here wasn't going to work like I had it, and I had to pull all that track up and redo it. But truthfully, I'm kind of glad it happened, because I'm liking this better. I was worried about too much on top of each other. So now it kind of opens up more space for the lumber mill. So, I guess everything works for a purpose. And okay, got stuff falling all over here. But, in the long run, it turned out that it worked out, quite well. The only thing I hate about it is I've lost my, what I was going to do with that was make an abandoned siding. I've kind of lost that. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I may or may not have one. Only time will tell. Anyway, I'm through with going around and round and round with this. I'm sure I'm making y'all dizzy too. But that's it. Oh, I don't know if I'd show you my lights, but I've got them in place. I think I'd taken some pictures of it. And of course my ceiling, which I'm sure most of you have already seen. So I'm real happy with the way it's come out. I've finally started to make progress. It's been a long time in coming. Actually got cars on the track. Have run some trains with alligator clips just to kind of test everything out. But really looking forward to getting everything wired up. One last thing. I've decided that this corner is going to be where my controls go. I'm going to come off here and build a box, kind of a command center, maybe even wide out, or not wide, but make a triangle here. And just have my command box here, but make it big enough where I can have some toggle switches for later on down the line when I plan on running some lights and things in my buildings. So that's it for now. So anyway, let me get off here and see if I can find the cord for this camera so I can plug it into the computer and download this. But keep the videos, keep the comments. Keep pictures of your layouts coming. A lot of good and different ideals, and believe me, there's a little bit of every one of your ideals in here, one way or other. So take care. Ian, remember we were talking about the hip and so forth and overdoing. The issue I've got with my back, and I'll probably be in your position tomorrow. But anyway, let me get out of here and quit rambling. Catch y'all on Trading Life and YouTube channel. And I'll post the next time I have anything worth showing. Thanks.